The beginning scene functions a person named Milo Stanfield, who's struggling from autism spectrum disease or ASD. He is visible status on a road of New Jersey, retaining an eye fixed on a lady with inside the nearby flower shop. In the midst of this, he also appears to be performing some complicated calculations associated with the timing of occasions taking place in his surroundings. Milo notes the technique of a passenger bus, a pothole, a road artist, and a bicycle rider rushing. Following those observations, he crosses the road and strategically locations a pen at the pinnacle of a mailbox adjoining to the pothole. Soon after, his deliberate chain response takes area. A taxi runs over the pothole, splashing the water at the pen, inflicting it to fall at the ground. This captures the eye of the road artist, who then walks ahead to choose up the pen. At the equal moment, the rushing bicycle owner collides with the artist, which leads to him to strike the mailbox and fall at the fruit stand nearby. A chaos ensues in the road, diverting the eye of everyone, which includes the bus driver. As a result, he does now no longer be aware the visitor's mild turning purple and hits the equal lady crossing the road, killing her on the spot. Milo then walks far from the scene after confirming that his plan went smoothly. The scene then cuts to an FBI special agent, Olivia Dunham. She works for the Perimeter Division of Homeland Security, that specialize in paranormal phenomena. Olivia appears to be returning lower back to paintings after an extended hole because of her head injury. As quickly as she enters the Fringe headquarters, she is greeted via way of means of certainly considered one among her fellow officers, Charlie, who's the manager of the crew. In the meantime, the leader of the agency, Walter Nate Bishop, is speaking to certainly considered one among the lab assistants, Philip Broyles, regarding Olivia's return. Philip says that she is a doppelganger named Fox Livia and expresses difficulty if they could combine an imposter in their crew. Here, it's Miles found out that Olivia, who's in the office, isn't always the actual one. She is in reality an imposter who has been added to satisfy the area of the authentic one. Walter Nate then exhibits his motivation in the back of retaining Fox Livia on this universe and implanting the actual Olivia's recollections into her. He claims that Fox Livia is the best person who can travel among universes with none harm. Walter Nate desires to determine out how she will do so. For this, he says that they have to make her trust she belongs here. Philip asks what if her new identification does now no longer hold, to which the leader replies that she can be able to not be vital after that. Afterwards, Charlie briefs the crew at the apparently random bus twist of fate which he claims to have occurred instances on this week. The victim. He then asks his group to be cautious earlier than going for the website online research. A brief at the same time as later, the FBI group arrives on the Twist of Fate website online and splits as much as look for any leads or clues. The research is led through some other FBI agent named Lincoln Lee, whose face seems to be ruined through burn marks. Charlie inspects the frame and makes use of her fingerprint to retrieve her similarity details. She finally reveals out that the deceased woman's call is Julian Foster. Meanwhile, Olivia questions the bus driver, who was shaken through the incident as he has in no way even hit any birds and animals till now. Simultaneously, Agent Lee examines for any symptoms of environmental elements, however reveals nothing. However, he does discover the equal ball factor pen on the scene. After inquiring with the eyewitnesses, Olivia strategies Agent Lee and tells him that the local artist had bent right all the way down to choose up the pen, during which he collided with the bicycle rider and fell into the fruit stand. Upon listening to this, Agent Lee speculates that the pen is the main detail that created a chain of reactions, in the end main to the victim's death. The subsequent day at Fringe headquarters, Agent Lee and Charlie are looking for out a connection among the bus injuries that took place in 2 days. Agent Lee spots the equal ball factor pen in the picture graph of the primary twist of fate, which makes him even greater satisfied that a person has orchestrated the chain of activities. Following this, they go to speak to a mathematician of Fringe agency, Astrid, and inform her approximately the activities. However, she claims that no human can perform this kind of chain of activities and will do it in his or her choice twice. Amidst their argument, some other comparable bus twist of fate takes place, leaving Astrid in shock. The FBI retailers right now rush to the website online and discover that the sufferers are nevertheless alive this time. Upon wondering the bystanders, they learn that a canine abruptly crossed the road, inflicting the bus to lose control. Just then, Olivia notices a comparable ball factor pen rolling down with inside the ground, which makes her comprehend that the chain of activities isn't always over yet. She seems round and spots a suspicious Milo searching down from an overhead bridge. Moments later, a person carrying earbuds walks ahead to go the street, best to be hit through an oncoming ambulance. Confirmed approximately her suspicion, Olivia indicates her group and races towards Milo. Seeing this, the latter instantly calculates some other collection of activities and throws a bicycle off the bridge. This activates a bus to alternate its course and pressure proper below the overhead bridge. Olivia holds him at gunpoint, threatening him to surrender. However, Milo jumps off the bridge, lands at the bus's roof and receives away. After this event, Milo returns domestic to discover his sister, Madeline, involved for heeding to his instruction. Olivia returns lower back to the headquarters and begins involved speaking to the witnesses of the accidents. After some time of inspection, she discovers ties among the three sufferers at a clinical center. All three of them have been directly or in a roundabout way associated with this center. She stalks her discovery with Charlie, and the two right away head to this very clinical center. Upon arriving there, Olivia notices that one set of sufferers are the usage of the identical ball factor pens as they're not able to address virtual devices. Later, they meet Dr. Levin, a prime doctor, who acknowledges all three sufferers of the bus accidents. After briefing them a few details approximately the sufferers, Dr. Levin explains that they were assisting mentally challenged sufferers with experimental tactics to reinforce their intelligence. He additionally suggests them video footage in their sufferers wherein Olivia spots Milo. Upon inquiring approximately him, Dr. Levin responds that he is certainly considered one among their sufferers who additionally went for the identical drug trial that boosted his IQ exponentially. He is going on to mention that Milo changed into launched from the health facility below supervision of his sister and that he changed into scheduled to go back lower back so as to opposite the experimental process. But now, he's now no longer responding to their calls, and he's killing absolutely each person who is making an attempt to get manage of him. After getting to know approximately Milo's sister, the FBI retailers determined to pay her a visit. Unbeknownst to them, Milo is maintaining an eye on Olivia, noting each unmarried sample of her moves and predicting her subsequent move. Later on, Charlie and Olivia arrive at Milo's vicinity wherein they're greeted with the aid of using Madeline. They ask her approximately Milo's whereabouts, however she claims to be ignorant of it. Sensing that she is hiding something, the retailers inform her approximately the crimes he has dedicated and the way risky it smiles to let him roam free. While Charlie is going to investigate Milo's room, Olivia stalks approximately her past due sister, revealing how they used to take care of one another. This comforts Madeline sufficient to proportion more information about her brother. She explains that Milo is capable of expect the final results of numerous activities to the smallest element and that she can damage Milo's awareness simplest with the aid of using displaying him the toy horse. Olivia subsequently manages to convince her to reveal whatever she knows, emphasizing that they're worried for civilians in addition to Milo's safety. Madeline then arms her a note, revealing the location of the resort that Milo is presently staying at. After this, Olivia and Charlie speak plans with Astrid on the way to seize Milo. However, they quickly understand that any plan might be futile due to the fact he can expect their every move. As a result, they choose to approach the resort immediately with none again up. In the meantime, Milo is visible at his resort room, searching down through the window and envisioning eventualities which are going to happen within the following few minutes. With his ability, he predicts that Olivia and Charlie will arrive quickly and they will chase him. He additionally calculates that he can kill Olivia with the aid of luring her through a marked quarter of a production web page in which the air is simply too thin and crushing her below a load of cement bricks. Just like he predicted, the two FBI marketers arrive on the resort and locate Milo waiting for them inside the street. He then runs in the direction of the production, at the same time as the marketers pursue him. Olivia, who's blind to the caution symptoms for the thin air quarter, races through it. Alternatively of preventing to position on a respirator, this actually makes Milo's calculation wrong. In addition, she additionally dodges a pile of cemented bricks which Milo assumed might weigh down her. The villain is greatly surprised to witness his calculation going wrong and is in the end stuck with the aid of using her. At this point of time, Olivia almost asphyxiates herself because of low stage of oxygen, but thankfully, Charlie arrives inside the nick of time and helps her with a respiratory apparatus. In the aftermath of those events, Charlie asks Olivia about why she did now no longer prevent to place on a respirator, to which she responds that she did now no longer apprehend the caution sign. Later on, Olivia brings Madeline to the sanatorium wherein Milo is visible interacting with amazing computer. According to the doctor, the IQ-boosting drug has been in Milo's brain for too long, because of which they're not able to perform the reversing process. Now, his mind has turned out to be so superior that most effective machines can understand his thoughts. Saddened by way of means of this news, Madeline is going in the room and leaves the toy horse in the front of her brother. The identical evening, Olivia is at her vicinity when she reviews the imaginative impression of Peter, her boyfriend from some other universe. He tells her that she does now no longer belong to this universe. In order to lower back up his claim, he reminds how her loss of knowledge concerning this universe stored her existence earlier. According to him, she might have died if she had identified the caution symptoms and stopped there. Peter encourages her to strive recalling all of her reminiscences and additionally kisses her earlier than vanishing.